Who actually controls money? You earn it, you spend it, you save it. But have you ever stopped and asked, who controls it? Because if banks create money, then who controls the banks? And if governments print money, then who controls the governments? Most people believe money is controlled by the government. It sounds logical. But the system is far more layered than that. Let's start with something simple. Every country has a central bank. It might be called different names, but its role is similar. To control interest rates, to manage inflation, to regulate the flow of money. On the surface, it looks like governments control money, but here's where it gets interesting. Central banks are often designed to be independent, which means they don't directly take orders from politicians. Because if they did, money could be manipulated for short-term political gains. So instead, they operate with a different kind of control. Now think about this. If central banks control interest rates, they indirectly control borrowing. And if they control borrowing, they control money creation. Because as you already know, most money is created through loans. So by adjusting one simple thing, interest rates, they influence the entire economy. Lower rates, more borrowing, more money creation, more spending. Higher rates, less borrowing, less money creation, slower economy. One decision affects millions. But here's where the system becomes even more complex. Central banks don't operate in isolation. They are connected to governments and global institutions. And this creates a network of power. Not one controller, but a system of influence. Globally, there are institutions shaping economies. Organizations that lend money to countries. Organizations that influence policies. And when countries need money, they often turn to these institutions. But money never comes without conditions. Policies change, decisions shift, economies adjust, and slowly, control becomes less visible, but more powerful. Now bring this back to your daily life. Interest rates go up. Loans become expensive, spending drops, jobs get affected. Interest rates go down, borrowing becomes easier, spending increases, markets rise. You feel all of this without seeing who made the decision. That's the nature of power in this system. It's not loud, it's not visible, it's subtle. Now here's the real twist. No single person controls money. Instead, money is controlled by a system, a structure, a network of institutions, working together, sometimes aligned, sometimes not. Which makes it even more powerful, because you can't point to one place and say, that's where control is. It's everywhere and nowhere. And that's what makes it difficult to understand, but also extremely important to question. Because once you start understanding this system, you stop seeing money as just something you earn. You start seeing it as something that is influenced, directed, shaped, and that awareness changes how you make decisions. Because now, you're not just reacting to money, you're understanding it. And maybe that's the real power, not controlling money, but understanding who does. So the next time interest rates change, or prices rise, ask yourself, who made this decision? And more importantly, why? Because the answer is where real power lies. Tell me, did this change how you see money? Let me know in the comments.